Hey everybody, Randy from Glacier back here with another video. Today we're going to concentrate on the smallest member of the wolf family, known to you and I as a coyote or a coyote. We're going to show the different regions, the different weights, and maybe a little bit of what they can be used for. We're going to start with what's called a Montana Highline coyote. Now this would be a premium plus. This is an extra pale one, which is the more desired color. They're very thick furred. And when I say Montana Highline coyote, these come from the region of Route 2 in northern Montana. It runs east and west into the Dakotas and all across the country. But the Highline coyotes have always been considered the best in the United States. You get a similar coyote in Alberta, Saskatchewan, but in the United States, the Highline coyote's considered the best. You do get a comparable coyote from would be western North Dakota, also northwestern North Dakota. This would be just a more typical heavy coyote. You can see again, long, dense fur, more typical in the color, not quite as pale. And I'll show you the bellies on it too. Just this one, you can see the belly's a little more yellow, nice white belly on this on the Premium Plus. And these are the type of coyotes that you would make a Parker ruff or trim out of. Just give you an example. This would be out of a heavy coyote. And you can see when it, so this is the back of the ruff, but when you look at it, it's flat, but when you put it in your Parker, you're actually putting it like this, and it's called roughing it out. It roughs out, the hair stands up, gives you a nice cylindrical look to it. This is what's called a Grotzen only ruff. You can see it's a lot of small pieces sewn together. And what it is just that mane down the center of the back, which is called a Grotzen. It's cut out and then sewn in pieces together. And it looks a little flatter, but the hair is coarse and longer on the Grotzen. And when it roughs out, you can kind of see it really does stand up. Okay, the next coyote is still a Montana coyote, but it's called a semi-heavy or semi-heavy. This is open skin, so you can see the difference. The first two I showed you were case skinned. This is open skinned. It's still a good color. See? And the semi-heavy, wouldn't be used for ruffs. It's not quite long enough. It's a little bit earlier coyote. The first two, again, were a December type, maybe early January. This would be more of a November type coyote, and still great for hats, mittens, vests, scarves. Anyway, you can see it's just a little bit shorter hair. Not quite as much coverage with the underfur. Okay, next one we're going to is we're kind of moving to the east. This would be a north central coyote, maybe Midwest, but it's more typical of what you get out of northern Iowa, eastern Nebraska, maybe southeastern South Dakota. Again, it has a decent weight. It's a good semi-heavy. A little bit darker in color, as you can see, obviously. But it's whatever your purpose is for the coyote, but it works for a lot of people. Okay, now we're moving to what I call a premium label Northeast. So this is actually a Maine coyote, and it's typical of northern Maine. It's a December type coyote. This is fully primed. It's a heavy, but they're more coarse than the Montana. It's just the guard hairs, the Grotzen, are much more coarse than a Montana coyote, which is silky. But again, these are heavy, more wolf-like. This would be typical too of a Quebec or Ontario coyote also. And you can kind of see still an off-color belly, but fully covered. This is your average Northeastern coyote. Again, we're with the main one here, but this is a semi-heavy. It's a November type coyote. Again, darker in color and much more coarse actually than the heavy. But again, it Depends on what you're looking for or what your purpose is. Really wolf-like with these colors. Next one is more of a south central coyote. Kind of typical color. They do get paler. This would be a like an Oklahoma, Kansas type coyote. Smaller, short hair, on the coarse side. Again, this is an average color, but they do come paler. Not quite as many uses for this, but good for a wall hanger or decoration if that's all you're looking for. I'm going to show you the next couple oddities. But these are eastern coyotes. This happens in Canada and Maine, North New England. You get these red coyotes. They call them red fox red coyotes or just a plain red coyote. They can be heavy or flat depending on where they're from and when they were taken, but really similar, similar to a red fox. Very similar. And I don't know, about 1 out of every 50 coyotes in Maine will be this red color. This is a ruff that we actually make. We just started making out of the red coyotes. And again, this one I'll show you. Ruffs up pretty well also. And some of these can be a little bit silkier than a typical eastern coyote. Probably the rarest coyote here is a black one. And there are more black ones in the Carolinas, but they're flat and coarse. This is a really nice, heavy black coyote. This would be Canadian. I would say Saskatchewan, somewhere around there, but very unusual markings. I mean, this one's totally unique, and to give you the percentage of occurrence, I don't even know. These would be 1 out of tens of thousands to get a black one. But, and they're generally quite expensive because they're so rare. Just like a black wolf, you actually end up getting more black wolves than you do black coyotes. Okay, so that kind of covers what we're doing on coyotes today. I just want you all to remember, do not let 2% of the population dictate or legislate what you can eat or wear. They're coming after our rights. Have a good day. Thank you.